Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes of Israel. Today I'm going to deal with a Bible share called Doing Me Culture, God-fearing woman seeks man. So God-fearing woman seeks God-fearing man. This is the title of this video. So basically this is a dating clip, and it's about this sister who is looking for a man, and she's proclaiming that she's a God-fearing woman, and she's now about to give the definition of God-fearing to the audience.
25, LA, a model, no kids, Leah, runway model. What kind of man you looking for, baby girl?
Oh, that's a difficult question. Like someone that's intentional, someone that's intelligent. I know you were just asking people on Instagram, like God-fearing. What God-fearing means to me is that you do the right thing because you're scared of what he might say to you once you're, passed on to the other side. So,
Okay. Yeah, everyone's always saying God-fearing, and people have told me to start asking individual people, what does God-fearing mean? That's why she answered that. Okay.
Now, there's a lot of discourses about this lady here. First of all, she's 25. She's old enough to know better. She's on a literally an interview. You could call it an advert. And she's saying, "This is me. I'm looking for a man." Look at what she's wearing. Look at what this woman is wearing. Her breast is hanging down, and it just looks horrible. And she's doing all of this in public. So she's dressing like a whore in public. Then she has the audacity to say God-fearing. Now you tell me, how God-fearing is this woman? God-fearing means you literally do the commandments. You literally do what the Lord wants you to do. Simple, basic things like being modest. This is not modest. This is very immodest. It makes yourself look stupid in public and before the eyes of the world.
What else?
that's career oriented. Like I'm a runway model, so that means I'm always moving. Either it's a casting, or it's a fitting, or it's runway, or it's on set. So he has to be like have that same energy.
Okay, what's some deal breakers?
Liars, cigarette smokers, and anybody with a kid that's under 3 years old. No offense, not me.
No kids under 3 years old. Do you want kids one day?
Yes.
Now you're a runway model. Does he have to look a certain way?
Attractive. Like I would hope he was over 6 foot because I'm 5'9".
So listen, do you want to cover up your breast? There are some people, the cousins, talk about your breast, but maybe you don't care. That's what you do for a living.
Sorry, it's just like a crop top.
Oh, it's a crop top. Okay.
They're not out, I promise. It's just how my shirt is cut.
Okay.
This is what infuriates me about a lot of these women, right? You dress like a harlot, and then you run a dating show looking for a man. And then when the men in the chat are saying, "Well, can you cover your breasts up because it looks really terrible?" Then she goes, "Oh no, they're not out. I'm wearing a crop top. It's just the way how it is." And then you continue to allow your breasts to be hanging down for the whole world to see, and for all the men to see how stubborn and ignorant you are. It's like, where is the brain cells going? Why would you be on a dating show looking for a husband? Because that's effectively what you're looking for. And then you have your breasts hanging out like that. And when the people that are viewing you are saying you got your breasts showing, cover them up. Instead of using your jacket that you're wearing to button them up, you go, "Oh, no, it's just the way they are." That just shows that you're stubborn.
Yes, does the guy have to look a certain way?
Just 6 foot. Other than that, I'm not really too picky.
He has to be at least 6 foot. Because how tall are you?
I'm 5'9". And
Okay.
in the heels, I'm over 6 foot. So
Okay. So at least 6 foot. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
It depends on what version of me he wants. So I make about $80,000 a year. So if he wants someone that's like equal and he's not looking for someone, I guess, too submissive, that he can make the same amount of me as me. If he wants someone that's fully in their feminine energy, then yes, he needs to make at least double.
Now, is this really God-fearing? Because now she's starting to show her true colours. Because if you're God-fearing, is it okay to say if he's earning money like me, which is 80 grand per year, then he's not going to get a submissive woman? But if he's earning double, then he gets a submissive woman. That's what this woman just said. Is this God-fearing? That's the question that I'm asking, because that doesn't seem like it's very God-fearing. And this is why when people attend these ridiculous prosperity churches, I don't know what church this woman attends. Maybe she doesn't attend a church. I don't know. But I'm talking in general. When you attend these stupid prosperity churches, this is normally what happens. Your mindset is about, well, what can you do for me? Well, if you're not getting paid, like by loads of money, then I can't give you a chance. This is what happens in these filthy, low-down, disgusting churches.
Okay, so if he wants, so either he can make 80K or 160K. So at 160K, what kind of woman do you show up as?
Just completely submissive. One of those women that do everything. I'm one of those women that study my man, or you know what I'm saying, I know what he wants when he wants it. He's not having to ask me to go make him a sandwich because I'm already making one. He's not asking me to pack his bag because it's already done. You know, he's not telling me the things that he wants because I've studied him and I make sure they're done, you know, on point.
Now, I'm not here to denigrate this sister. I actually quite like this sister. I think she's cute, right? But at the same token, what she's wearing does not show how submissive she is. You see? Because the Bible says modest apparel, right? So your submissiveness should be reflective in the clothes that you wear, right? And also, I do like the fact that she said she can be submissive, or she is submissive, and she will do all these things for her man because she's a submissive, helpful woman. Now, those are good traits to have. Okay, for edification's sake, because this is a Bible studies channel, right? We're going to go to 1 Peter 3. So let's read from 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection unto your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. So when you're hanging out with the wives, then you have they can give you a good report, because the things that you say are that which is conducive with a good wife. Means that you're meek, you're kind, you have good things to say, you're not a gossiper. All of those things. You fear the Lord, you obey the commandments. Whose adorning, let it not be the outward adorning of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God a great price. So don't put more emphasis on the way you look on the outside, but inside you're a piece of trash, right? Nobody wants you because you're just ugly on the inside. You're a pain in the bum to deal with. You're loudmouth. Your husband, he despises you secretly because you're just not adding to his life. You're taking from his life. You're a loudmouth. You nag him the whole time. You're a gossiper. You're always getting in trouble. You're always arguing with other people. You're arguing with your husband. You're finishing his sentences. You always want to be in control. All of those things husbands don't like. And when you have that type of persona, people in general don't really like you. Right? And if you're looking for a husband, husbands don't like that. Men don't like that. Potential husbands do not like that type of behavior. Right? So let's continue to 5. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. So it's talking about the things that they are in their heart. So it's talking about the hidden man of the heart. But it's also talking about the way they dressed. Right? So let's read it again. 5. But after this manner in old time, the holy women also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. So how did they adorn themselves? In modest apparel. They covered parts of their body. They didn't walk around looking naked. And they put more emphasis on the things of the heart, on their spirit. See? Supporting their husband. 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Right, so Paul is making a correlation. He's giving you an example. As Sarah obeyed Abraham, Sarah was 10 years younger than Abraham, and she obeyed Abraham, and she saw him as her Lord. She gave him reverence, she gave him respect, and Abraham told her what to do, and she did it. She was his support. Sarah never went to Abraham, well, hang on, you only earn such and such and such, so I'm only going to give you support if you earn such and such and such. I'm only going to submit to you if you earn such and such and such. That kind of thing that the Bible is getting at, right? So it says, calling him Lord. Lord is a respectable head. Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well. So as long as you obey the commandments and you act like a woman, right? And are not afraid with any amazement. And you're not afraid to obey the commandments. You're not afraid to do the good works. You're not afraid to be a good woman, kind, loving. You're not afraid to do those things, because you understand that as a woman you have limitations, because you are the weaker vessel to the man who is a stronger vessel.
The 160K package, you don't get that package at 80K?
Not as much, no. I still would do things for you, of course. But if I'm also focusing on half the bills and making as much money as, both of us are bringing in, then no, I don't have as much mental capacity for that.
Oh, okay. So I think I understand a little bit better. So if he makes double, that means you work less. Therefore, you can do more for him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he makes equal amount as you still have to work. So you can only show up half the time instead of all the time. So would you give up your career if you made 160K?
Yes, mainly because I also have Instagram, so things like that is fine. But me having to fly all over the world and do things like that, I wouldn't necessarily do that.
Got it. Okay. You know what? I actually understand when we broke it down.
Now, I don't want to disrespect this sister, but this is a black woman logic, right? Women say all these big things that they're going to do when they get married. And then when it comes down to it, they get married and they don't do half of what they said they were going to do, or even most of what they said they were going to do. You see, if you're earning 80K per year, that might go up to 100K. Are you really going to want to give that up for a man in this Western wicked society? You're probably less likely to want to do it, right? And that's why the Bible says that you must become a new creature in Christ. You must become born again. And the Bible also says, do not be unequally yoked with non-believers, right? It's important to become renewed. It's important to get hold of who you really should be and get to where you should be, and then look for a husband.
A little bit more. So it's more so about the more money he makes, the less you will work. Therefore, the more you can be as a submissive woman. If he doesn't make enough money to take you out of your career, you have to continue to work still. Therefore, you only can show up when you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Could he have other women at each tax bracket?
The higher, maybe. The lower, not so much.
Okay. 80K, you cannot have no more women. 160K, it could be a conversation.
Yeah, it could be a conversation.
Just in case you men thought, oh, well, she's just being logical. Black woman logic, by the way. Oh, she's just being so logical. She's just trying to protect herself because she knows she work hard. She's not going to be submissive and not be able to do anything. She's just being logical. Yeah, right. Now she's revealed that what she sees men as if you're making a lot of money, then she can respect you. But if you're not making a lot of money, there's no respect. And that doesn't mean that I'm okay with men having multiple women. I'm not okay with that. But However, what she just let slip is that she sees men in terms of money. She respects men in terms of money. And if you don't got no money, brother, she won't look twice at you. And if you're earning 80 grand like she's earning, which is quite a lot of money, she will give you less respect. But if you're earning double what she earns, she'll give you more respect. This is the God-fearing black woman. That's the black woman logic.
She's a runway model, no kids. Leo, what was your last relationship?
My last relationship ended last September.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
On New Year's. I was a little
Okay.
drunk.
You're drunk. Okay.
I just can't get over the fact that this woman still has her breasts hanging out, even though the men in the chat has expressed you've got your breasts hanging out. It's not a good look. She still have it hanging out, by the way. Still have it hanging out. Still doing the runway with her breasts hanging out. And now she goes, last time you've been intimate? It was New Year's. I was drunk. This is a God-fearing woman, by the way. This is... No, I'm just going to use the same words that she used. She said she's a God-fearing woman. This woman was drunk the last time she had sex. So she had sex with someone who she didn't have a relationship with, she was not married to, and now she's on here looking for another man. What man do you hope to achieve? Huh? I'm glad she was asked that question, because now we know who the type of person you really are.
Why do you think you're single?
I'm single because like the men that I've dated are not in my field. Not saying the one that I have to date are, but like they don't understand that as a model, like we have like Instagram and things that we have to do for like algorithms, you know, liking, comment and all of that. And they got jealous about that, especially if it was like other men. So it got kind of sticky.
No God-fearing woman should be a model, a worldly runaway model, or any kind of worldly model, right? Because a worldly model is a model that wants to get paid. And in order for you to get paid, you're going to do whatever your masters tell you. If your masters say, I want you to show your breasts today, that's exactly what you're going to do. If your masters say, I want you to go out there wearing a bikini, that's exactly what you're going to do. You see, that's the world of being a runway model, right? Or worldly model, or whatever you want to call it, right? That's not a profession for a God-fearing woman. That's a worldly profession.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I feel like a guy would be lucky to be with me because like I'm career oriented, you know, I have goals and I'm not just looking for someone to take care of me. If they can, of course, that's a plus. But I have what it takes, you know what I'm saying, to be a wife at 25 years old. So I can only get better with time. I'm God-fearing. I cook and clean. I am equipped in all types of warfare, let it be financial, spiritual warfare. Like I'm always praying over my man. So all of those things I feel like are a plus.
Now, there's nothing wrong with a woman having a career. I mean, biblically, there's nothing wrong with a woman having a career, having a job, because a career really is just a means of earning money, really. I mean, people make it more than what it should be, really. Career really is just earning money, really. Now, men in general, we don't care about your career. We really don't. In fact, we rather you don't have a career in inverted commas. We just rather you have a job that you do, and then you go home and take care of the home and take care of me and the children. That's how men think. That's how black men think. He wants a woman to take care of the household, to take care of him, to be his helpmeet, to serve him, and to take care of the home, to bear the children, to take care of the home, and to take care of the children. We don't give a damn about your career. In fact, we rather you don't have one. Now, let's go into the scriptures. Okay, so let's go into the scriptures. So this is a God-fearing woman. So God-fearing woman is a woman that dresses in modest apparel, who dresses modestly, and someone who is spiritually rich on the inside rather than on the outside, right? So here's some more scriptures to go with it. So we're reading Sirah 1, and we're going to read from 24 to 30. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. So to a sinner, godliness is an abomination. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. So if you desire wisdom, you keep the commandments. You be as holy and righteous as much as possible, and the Lord will give you wisdom. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom, and instruction, and faith, and meekness are his delight. So what is the fear of the Lord? The fear of the Lord is wisdom, right? So when you have wisdom, you're not, and you're a woman, you're not walking immodestly. You're not dressed immodestly. You're not dressed like a harlot, like a hooker, like a whore, right? On Instagram and on social media. You're not walking the streets wearing next to nothing, walking in the mall so that all man's eyes are on you, so that they go, oh, well, hey, sister, I like to come on through, babes. You're not walking because you want attention. So you wear the skimpiest looking things, or you wear yoga bottoms so everyone can see the shape and look of your vagina and how big and fat your backside is. All of those things are not of the Most High. That's not wisdom, right? So it says, for the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction and faith and meekness. So the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. Right? So you don't distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor. Right? So you trust in him even more. Be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Right, so if you are walking around wearing next to nothing, you're a lady and you're showing your breasts, and you're dressing immodestly, talking immodestly, and just basically you're not wife material, and then you go around saying, I'm God-fearing, I'm looking for a God-fearing man because I'm so God-fearing, then you make yourself look like a hypocrite. You make yourself look stupid. So it said, be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take heed what thou speakest. So you got to be careful how you speak. Exalt not thyself, lest thy fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. So you don't exalt yourself, because pride is when you promote yourself, when you keep praising yourself in public, saying, I'm this, I'm that, I can beat you at this, and I beat you at that. Exalt not thyself, lest thy fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. So God discover thy secrets, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou comest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. Right, so let's read it again. So exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. So God discover thy secrets, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation. So you get exposed, because thou comest not in truth to fear of the Lord. So if you'll say, well, I'm a God-fearing woman, look at me, I'm the holiest Christians, holiest Israelite, I wear my head wrap, I go to church, look at me, I'm so holy, because thou comest not in truth to the fear of the Lord. You're not being truthful about yourself, because you're a wicked, disgusting, degenerate sinner, because when you're not in church, you're not doing anything that you say that you do. You look very holy on a Sunday, holy on a Saturday when you're with the congregation, but the moment you leave, you're back to the same old degenerate person. So it says, so God discover thy secrets, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou comest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. So you want to deceive people into thinking that you're holy and righteous, and you're not. Right? So you got to be careful with the things that you speak, because the Bible says what you've done in darkness, the Lord will bring it into the light. Right? So what you think you're going to hide, your little dark secrets, you're portraying yourself as one thing to deceive the flock, to deceive men, to deceive women. The Lord can expose you for that thing that you seek to hide. Right? I'm not going to go any more with this. Brothers and sisters, I hope you were edified. Shalom.